I got the music in me. I got the music in me. Woo! Woo! So music, music soothes a savage beast.
Yes, and it's the language of the heart.
That's right. The universal language.
It is.
And it's universal in baseball.
It's everywhere. It's pervasive.
The minute you walk into a stadium, you are inundated with some kind of music. Big loudspeakers.
Huge loudspeakers, and they have walk-off music, walk-on music,
Strikeout music.
home run music. My gosh, so much.
I know.
When did this start?
I don't
Why?
know.
Why?
It hasn't always been like that.
No, in the 1800s, obviously, there wasn't any music. They had tightrope walkers.
Oh,
They also had marching
entertainment.
bands. That
That's
walked
music?
through. Well, yeah, they walked up and down the aisles though. They didn't march on the field.
Okay.
This segment was brought to you by pepper.
It's not salt.
It's pepper.
At the end of a game, when the Dodgers win, we play I Love LA.
Right.
I think that's great.
And all teams now have their little closing songs.
They
right?
do. New York, of course, has New York, New York by
Right.
Frank Sinatra, and the Giants left their heart in San Francisco with Tony Bennett. The Cubs.
What?
They have an original song that was written for them by a Grammy-winning folk singer named Steve Goodman.
Really?
1984, they started singing Go Cubs Go, and I know the fans sing it in Wrigley Field. Their own personal Cubs song.
That's pretty cool. I mean, and they're like the only stadium that doesn't have the big audio shows that all the other stadiums have.
Yeah.
Angels, by the way, they have a 30-person entertainment crew to take care of all that music. I mean, there's walk-up music for the players.
Sometimes players have 2 walk-up songs.
Or 3. Matt Kemp has 3.
3.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Does it bring people together? Does it soothe savage beasts? Does it?
Yeah, I think sometimes it does, but I think it can be too much.
I mean, are we losing the essence of baseball because of all this?
Well, that is a tough call because stadiums themselves are figuring out all kinds of ways to entertain families that have nothing to do with baseball at all. And music is kind of an extension of that.
Right.
So, when you go to a ballpark, do you just want to watch baseball and does the music take away from it?
Well, all the old schoolers will probably say, yes, it's loud, artificial fed, blah, blah, blah. I like some of the music.
I do too. But I still like to hear Nancy B. play the organ.
I do.
And there are days when the majority of the music is her playing, and that feels great at a baseball park. Historically, throughout history, the organ was always associated with sacred settings,
Ooh, the
at
church.
church up through the 20th century, And then it moved into silent movie theaters.
Right.
And so
Oh,
you could hear the
yes.
organ in movie theaters, so it became more public.
So when is the first time that it went to a sporting event?
The first sporting event where an organ was featured was 1929 with the Chicago Blackhawks at Chicago Stadium.
Hockey.
And they had what was called the mother of all organs. It was called the Barton Console organ. And it had hundreds of pipes, and it cheered up the team and the fans, and lots of hockey teams adopted it because it was such a great setting for an organist.
Well, it revs up the fans, and
Right.
hockey and organs are
Go
together
together.
today.
That's exactly right.
But when was the first time it came to baseball?
Well, in 1941, in Chicago, Wrigley Field, Chicago
course.
Cubs versus the St. Louis Cardinals.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh, drama. It was
See,
very...
it adds drama to already dramatic rivalry.
It does. And the Sporting News wrote about it and said what a joy it was to have organ music at the baseball game. It created such a great experience. So the very next year, the very first permanent organ in a baseball stadium was at Ebbets Field.
Dodgers.
1942, Brooklyn
Wow.
Dodgers.
That's cool.
Well, it is cool.